and welcome to Facing My Mistakes. Sometimes in life, we go through all sorts of issues that cause us a lot of things. Loss of loved ones, accidents, emotional issues, physical traumas, and then we fall into depression without even knowing it. Now, the sad thing is that we don't even believe in depression, right? We get so overwhelmed with the things around us, and then when we are depressed and they tell you, oh, it's depression, say, no, I can't be depressed. Generally in Nigeria, we don't believe in depression. We believe it's a white man's illness. So when you say someone is depression, okay, a Nigerian, no, it can't be. It's for the white men. But you know what? Depression is real, and it has come to stay in Nigeria. In fact, the World Health Organization says that by 2030, depression will be the second most commonest cause of ailment across the world. So that's something we should begin to think about and talk about it. Now, we're going to hear a story of a lady that fell into depression after giving birth to a child. You wonder, giving birth to a child and then going into depression. Yeah, giving birth to a child is a joyous thing. So why will she be depressed? Unfortunately, it happened. And also the experience of someone who witnessed rape and how it affected her. Listen to the story.
Recently, I went to visit a friend of mine who had just been delivered of a baby girl. I was so excited for her. More excited, I noticed, than the new mother herself. After a little probing, my friend revealed to me that she doesn't feel anything for the child. Fran, I swear I'm so angry. This child gets on my nerves. I feel like slapping her sometimes, she said. To say I was shocked to be putting it mildly. So I asked her, have you told your mom? She said, yes. My mom gave me holy water to drink and poured olive oil on my head. She said I will soon feel better. But Fran, there are days I just want to die. That was what my friend said to me. And I'm not exactly sure, but I think my friend has postpartum depression or something that a qualified mental health expert needs to check out. I mean, I totally understand the need to pray and all, but is that enough? It almost seems to me that we live in a society where useless platitudes and empty religious rhetorics are used as a band-aid for everything. If you're feeling stressed at home, after an exhausting day at work, just say, it is well, like 200 times, and voila, you're as good as new. Faith has its place, but so does affirmative action. In January this year, I survived. Yes, I survived a horrific robbery incident. Getting robbed is bad enough, but watching a fellow woman getting raped just does strange things to your head. Thankfully, I wasn't raped. But I just couldn't get the horrific images out of my head. I knew I needed counseling, help, whatever, but I didn't even know where to go. I felt like my mind was splintering into pieces. But everyone kept saying, don't worry, you'll be fine. But I knew I wasn't fine. Not with the terrible nightmares and suicidal thoughts I was having. I really, honestly had convinced myself that it would be better if I just died. Having lost all my valuables, I did not even want to start again. And I certainly did not want to tolerate the pity or ignorance from the caring people. I felt so alone and so very tired. I honestly don't know how I came out of that dark place. I believe God had a lot to do with it. But I also realized just how quickly things went bad. I know that not everyone has a chance to crawl out of places like that. And for that, I'm thankful. But I'm also afraid. What if something terrible like that happens again? What then? Will I be so lucky? Where do people go for help in cases like mine, or my friends for that matter?
So we've all listened to the story, and I have here with me to discuss this issue of depression, Dr. Peter Nubi. He's a consultant, a psychiatrist, and a public health physician. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
So depression, we've heard so much about it, and we heard this lady's story. And like I said earlier, most of us Nigerians don't believe in depression. We believe, no, you're just a little bit stressed. Just go and rest, and then you get over whatever is wrong with you. You know, we don't even know what it means. So really, what exactly is depression?
Well, it's quite unfortunate, and just as you've alluded to the point that not only Nigerian thing anyway, it's more or less an African thing.
Okay.
Hardly in my practice of psychiatry, I've not seen anyone coming around to the clinic to come and say, I have depression. Usually people will say they have headache, they have something moving in their body and everything. And by the time you begin, some of them would have gone through several hospitals before they eventually come. And by the time we check, we realize that these are just somatoform disorders. That means they are somatizing. The major cause symptoms underlying it is depression. And that is to tell you that it's not something that people usually present with because they just believe it's not there. Now, what is depression? Just as you rightly asked. Well, depression is a medical condition. I'll first of all start that way, so that we will see it, that it is not something that anybody can just overlook. It is a medical condition. The same way someone has diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, so also we're going to classify that depression is a medical condition. Now, what are the characteristics of depression?
How would we know that someone is depressed? Exactly.
Because I don't want to go into jargons by saying depression is a disorder. It is a medical condition characterized by, and that is the symptoms now that will make you to know, you and I to know that, okay, when I have this, we have 3 major symptoms. And then we have minor symptoms. To know that this person has depression. And these symptoms, anywhere in the world, once they present that way, it is depression until otherwise proven. What are these 3 major depression? Because it is a mood problem. You have what we call low mood.
Low mood.
The person will just be sad for no reason. Occasionally, you and I become sad over events, and then maybe by 2 days, 3 days, we get over it.
Exactly.
Just think about it. But in a case of depression, beyond 2 weeks, the person just realizes that she realizes she's still sad, but she asks herself, why?
Are those kind of people they call sadists, you know?
Well, no, that's another. In fact, that's a personality on its own that will be treated because of course, we have some personality problems that they're sadistic. Usually they enjoy it when people are unhappy. That's when the endorphins, everything about the chemicals in them. Yes, so I think
those ones are demonic.
But looking at depression, depression is sound low mood. You are just sad for no reason. And then the second symptom you observe is that you suddenly lose interest. We call it anhedonia. But anhedonia, A-N-H-E-D-O-N-I-E-A. But the most important thing is someone loses interest in previously enjoyed activity. An Arsenal fan, a Man U fan, a Chelsea fan, suddenly doesn't want to watch football again.
Those ones, I don't blame them. On a lighter note, when that kind of thing happens, I don't blame them because sometimes these football teams, when they really mess up.
But you just laugh about 1 or 2 days and then you pick up. But we're talking of when it is now persistent beyond 2 weeks. And that is the word. You need to know that it is persistency. The persistency in the nature of the illness is what makes it an illness. Not just that I have low mood and I don't have interest in talking to you, and after 2 days I say, what you did. That's not depression. But when it is now going beyond weeks, then you say, oh, wait, what's happening? So we call it loss of interest in previously enjoyed any hobby, anything you enjoyed doing before. Once there's loss of interest, you just realize you don't want to do. And then the third major symptom is you just realize that there is low energy. You get tired easily. The same work you've been doing for many years, now you keep complaining about it. Suddenly becomes this work.
Becomes an issue.
Becomes an issue. You don't want to do anything. Some women don't even want to have any sexual relationship with their husband. Some husbands don't even want to do anything. They are just tired for no reason. Physical tiredness. So when you have low mood, loss of interest and physical tiredness, these are major symptoms. Coupled with, now, the sense of hopelessness. Suddenly just realize that you're in a precarious situation. Same situation that you've been before and you've wriggled out.
Yes.
Just realize that, oh, this is hopeless.
Yeah,
In fact, what
that's
is
the
this
end of
life
the
all
road.
about? No hope again. Someone says what is keeping us in Nigeria is the only hope is to hope that there's no hope. But there's that hope. But in this case, you just lose. And once the man loses a sense of hope, everything
That's
is
the
gone.
end.
And
Absolutely.
then there's another sense of helplessness. You just realize that you're in a situation. You have that feeling that you are helpless. Nobody around you. You are the only one in this world. Even when people are saying, don't worry, just... And that's why when people are in depression and people around don't understand and say, don't worry, this and that, it's as if they are just
whatever you are saying, you
speaking
don't understand
jargons.
me.
You understand?
know?
Because they already have a sense of helplessness. And then the third one is the sense of worthlessness. We call it the triad. Hopelessness, helplessness, and worthlessness. Suddenly the person feels, what have I even achieved? A consultant psychiatrist. And so, what is that? So there is that. And then they have poor sleep. Especially,
Poor sleep?
Yes, late insomnia.
Okay.
Late insomnia means they will sleep and then around 3, 4, they
wake up.
and they cannot sleep again. And when they go to say, oh gosh, another morning, monotony, a sense of monotony comes in. And so that sets in. And then at the same time, because I need to enumerate and enumerate these symptoms
yes.
so that people will see that indeed, when they are going through it, they begin
It
to
could
ask
be,
themselves,
yes.
hope this is not what I've had.
Yes.
Apart from that, suddenly the person just begins to think the world is not worth living. We call it suicidal ideation. It comes in form of idea at first. And then later it becomes an intent. That what's in this world? I think one should just die. I mean, it's better than just die and leave all this problem behind. And then after idea, intent, then they begin to plan it. Maybe I should jump. Maybe I should take this. Maybe I should do that. So the plan is now coming to their image. And then after that, some will even attempt it.
Absolutely.
And it's about, someone is coming. They quickly stop. And then suicide may result.
Do we really have suicidal people in Nigeria?
I did my PhD thesis on suicide, and I can tell you that I got so many percentage.
Really?
Yes, of patients that have suicide, and even compared with young guys. You see, most of the time
I thought they said Nigeria was one of the happiest.
No, people commit
We're happy
suicide.
people in Nigeria.
No. There are a lot of people that commit suicide.
Wow.
But don't forget, it has a cultural implication, and it has a legal implication.
Okay.
You know, cultural implication is that it's like a stigma. I have a friend. Okay, let me say I had a friend who committed suicide.
Oh, wow.
The colleagues, we all knew then that was suicide, that she took a lot of some medication and then she died, and then it was a cover-up. Okay.
She was ill.
You understand? Because that family, you do know they may not even get married into that family. They say, that family, they kill themselves. That family, they commit suicide. It's a stigma. So that's why it is underreported. But we do have a lot of people.
So
and
it's
now
really
people are even
underreported.
reporting it now.
Yeah.
You see young girls jittered and then they commit suicide. But previous to that, they would have been having these depressive symptoms. They have been telling people, what if I die? What will happen? And they say, shut up. And so when you look at all these symptoms, weakness, pessimistic view about the future, poor concentration, some just lose appetite, some have poor sleep, some have a sense of worthlessness, helplessness, hopelessness, coupled with loss of interest in previously enjoyed activity and energy that is reduced, and then low mood. Then I think someone is talking about suicide there.
Okay.
Depression.
Depression. Let's look at the story that we just heard, right? Using that, what are the different types of depression, if there's anything like that?
Yeah.
Because I'll believe, for instance, the woman that that gave birth and got depressed after childbirth. I mean, who does that? There are millions of women out there who are looking for children. Anybody will give anything to have a child. Some people will give anything to have a child. And then you have this child you carried for 9 months, you gave birth to the child, and all of a sudden you don't want to touch the child again. The baby cries, you feel like flinging the baby away, and in my head, I'm thinking, who does that? Yeah. What will cause that?
Funny enough, in the African culture, in Yoruba, for example, there's what we call abisinwi.
Abisinwi?
Yeah. I mean, I'm very
what
sure
does that
Yoruba
mean?
listening audience would have heard this term before. sinwing, that is after giving birth, someone becomes...
You run mad.
Yes. And this sinwing now, this running mad, can go into 3 different ways. Can go into postpartum depression. That is, you become depressed postpartum. Partum is process of giving birth. Post is after, and then depression. And someone can have postpartum mania. That's another thing. And then postpartum schizophrenia. Like, okay, now let's talk about postpartum depression now, which is what the story is all about. It's very common. Do you know that almost between 4 and 6 out of 10?
4 and 6 out of 10 women, they go into that after. Are you serious?
But most of the time, they are able to overcome it, while like 2 to 3% will not overcome.
Wow.
And what happens is, these people may have been prone to depression before, and then immediately they give birth, the triggering effect comes in, okay? And all of a sudden, all these symptoms I've mentioned just come in. So what appears to be a thing of joy. And don't forget, this is even the time in African culture we concentrate more on the children.
Yes,
or is he a boy, is he a girl?
Yeah, and they leave the woman.
And there are many risk factors for it. Apart from the fact that they are pre-existing depression, if a person has a complicated delivery, or unwanted pregnancy, or unwanted gender, I'll be looking for a girl. Boy.
Nah,
girl,
you're looking for a boy.
You're looking for a boy, especially that
That one, I know.
So you realize that people just suddenly now go into this depression. They don't want to talk to the child. And there's a risk of infanticide. That is, one can kill the child. So when this happens, you have to take the baby away. But more often than not, the attention is not paid to the woman. And the woman deteriorates from that level. And people say, what's wrong with you? Well, are you not supposed to be happy? And this and that. And more often than not, we've seen people, babies crying inside, and before you check, the mother has committed suicide.
Jesus.
I used to have a patient who gave birth, and then she just had this postpartum depression, and then didn't want to touch the baby. And as I speak, for more than 2 years, she has not been in contact with the baby.
For more than 2 years?
It was the senior sister that was helping her to take care, because there was a time she wanted to drown
the baby. Oh my God.
All they needed to do was to have brought her to psychiatrists.
And they didn't know?
No, you know, the stigma of visiting mental health facility in Nigeria, in Africa, is so high. People will look at you that you are mad.
You are mad, absolutely.
Not knowing that depression is like any other. People come out and say, I'm diabetic. I mean, in fact,
if you can say you have cancer,
most people come around and say they have mood disorders. All these people I mentioned, there are many Hollywood stars that have depression, mood disorders,
course, we read about
bipolar and co. But I believe with time, especially with kind of program like this, people will realize the kind of mistake they've been going through, the kind of mistake they've been making, and even the mistake the general
public absolutely we ignore these things.
Was you get over it. So it's a big problem, and that is exactly what happened in that story. And that story is a similitude of almost every household. Almost every household.
The lady herself that told the story and how she got robbed, and luckily she wasn't raped, but she witnessed rape, and how it affected her. I mean, so I'm thinking, you were not the one that got raped, so what is your own? You know, every person will think like that, so you saw it, and couldn't you just close your eyes to it or something? And thank God that you were not even the one that got raped. But it affected her so much that she also fell into depression at some point.
See, it's unfortunate the way we treat mind issues, both the victim and even the general populace. And it's something that saddens my heart, my mind. Anytime I look at the way mind issues are treated, especially in this our climate. The same way we have physical problem. For example, I'm using glasses because there's a defect in my eyes.
In the eyes, yes.
Some people will be using hearing aid because they cannot hear.
Absolutely.
That is, every organ in our body, once there's a defect, it will affect the function of that organ. Starting from the leg. When you see me limping, there's probability that there is a problem with my leg.
With the leg.
When you see me using glasses, there's problem with the eyes, so the function. We have a brain in the skull that observe many functions. Our ability to sit, my ability to communicate with you now, to talk back, to listen to you, to interpret what you are saying, is a function of this brain. This brain occasionally also get diseased. The same way our heart that is pumping blood can become so hyperactive to the extent that they say it is hypertension.
Okay.
That is pumping pressure at a high, pumping
Rate.
blood at a high pressure. So you say it is high tension.
Yeah.
And people come around and say, my heart is diseased. I have hypertension. I have an organ, pancreas, who is supposed to be producing insulin, but it's not producing.
Yeah.
And therefore, when I take sugar, it's not able to absorb from the blood. And I have high blood sugar. And I come and say, I'm diabetic. These are organs in the body.
Yeah.
But when it comes to brain, there are chemicals in the brain. And what happens to these chemicals? Either they become so high or so low. The same way one can become anemic, that you will not have blood, or you become polycythemic, that is too much blood.
Yes.
So also there are chemicals in the brain. And when these chemicals are reduced or high, the brain functions will be affected. Therefore, the brain ability to function the way it should is affected. Therefore, someone that has, I once saw a patient who has 6 houses in an estate, very big, palatial place. And I got there and he was crying. He said, he doesn't have anything in this world. I said, I was looking
he has
around.
6 houses.
6 houses.
And he's saying he does not have
4
anything.
children in Canada.
And he's saying he does not have any.
Said,
okay, please, so what else does he want?
That is depression. His ability to appreciate and judge things around him has been lost. The brain is no more appreciating things around him. And suddenly this person wants to kill himself.
You should give me the house.
You understand? You see, and that is the problem we have. When things have to do with the mind, I tell people, you have a mind issue, you cannot sleep. You have anxiety problem, you have phobia. Suddenly you can't drive, you can't go up, you are shaking as if you want to die. You cannot have sexual intercourse because you have been raped in the past and you are feeling this way or that way. That is a problem of the mind. The same way I will witness an event and I'll say, oh my shit, and I will go. The same mind can transform that incident to be, it can be you, it is you, and everything.
And then you begin to frigid.
It begins to frigid, begin to become so sad.
Yeah.
Suddenly the brain can no longer gauge and say, well, it's not you, it's unfortunate, this life, and move ahead. And that's exactly what's happened. So witnessing an event, if there's a problem with the brain, all of a sudden, post-traumatic stress can set in, depression can set in, not only to the person that was affected, but even to the witness.
Okay.
Who do you go to? And that's the mistake people make.
Okay.
Do you go to an orthopedic surgeon? Is it a problem of the leg? I cannot sleep. I have problem of depression. My mood, everything is affected. My mind is in disarray. Do I go to a cardiologist in charge of hearts? Which operation will they do on my mind? There's no operation.
That.
All you need to do is to go to a psychiatrist.
Okay.
But because of problem of, psychiatrist, that means you are a mad person. Don't forget, please, let me quickly say that the reason why people are saying when you go to psychiatrist, it means you are mad is because of 1% case of a befriending psychiatric patient. Those
1%.
patients moving on the road, they constitute 1% of all the symptoms in psychiatry.
Okay, hold on. So you're saying the mad people we see on the road, the typical mad person,
a befriending schizophrenia.
all those people,
yes,
they constitute just
1%
of
all the cases of
psychiatric cases.
Yes.
Just 1%.
And those are the ones that cause a lot of stigma to psychiatry. So when you say you want
the
to go to
1% are
psychiatrist,
affecting the remaining 99%.
that is unfortunate, which is the irony of it. So people that have problem with substance intake, they cannot control it. People that have sexual problem, do you know that 50% of sexual inability to reproduce now has been linked to psychological problems?